Often imitated, never duplicated. The one and only B. Scott. You're listening to The B. Scott Show. Get ready, love muffins. And we're back. Oh, it's Monday.
It is Monday.
We're back at it again.
Feels like a Monday.
It feels like it. I
really
just
does.
had some breakfast, and the woman that was waiting on me, she was like, how's it going? I said, it's Monday.
How's it going?
It's Monday.
got.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be doing the B. Scott Show podcast.
Whoop,
Whoop, whoop, whoop, whoop.
whoop.
What did you do over the weekend?
What did I do? Friday I went to a party at the Standard with
How was
some
that?
friends of mine. It was good.
The Standard in West Hollywood or Standard downtown?
West Hollywood.
Okay.
So they have like the little back club behind the kitchen. So like you walk through the kitchen and you go back. And it's like a pop-up party that happens once a month. And it's, very packed. It was extremely crowded this time. I think word has gotten out that it's kind of the move. So there were just way too many people in there.
Okay. Don't you hate that when it happens?
It does.
It goes to something being like kind of secretive
It
and
was very
special
kind of secretive and special.
to not.
Used to be, RSVP only, and now, like when we got there, they were holding the door and there was like a line, and I'm like, this is
Wow.
not what I'm used
And
to.
it's a small little space back there.
Yeah.
Did it get hot in there or was it okay?
Well, I know where the vents are.
Oh, okay.
So all around the room is like a cluster of air vents. So you just go and find those and you don't really leave.
Right.
Or you go out to the patio.
It's kind of like a little cubby hole.
And then Saturday I went to spin, did some music stuff, and Sunday
You're addicted to spin. You go to spin all the time.
I do.
How do you feel? Does it liberate you?
It does. It's one of those things where you just kind of get on the bike and the music goes and you just zone out and it's just you and bike for 45 minutes.
Yeah. I
you
did
sweat.
spin like once. Maybe I should do it again. But the time that I went to, what was it? Cycle House?
Cycle House.
Cycle House. It was funky in there.
Yeah, it's really interesting how your
smelled like
experience well.
It did. It was like
Well,
really funky.
Yeah, one time I was next to a
Mildew.
woman who was having like womanly odors.
Oh my
to
God.
my right.
Oh
And
my
it was like
God.
the most. It's not my world. So anyway,
Yeah. For the record, womanly odors, it's just, baby.
No
baby.
shame, no shame,
but
but-
it could be very potent.
it'll knock you out.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting how your spin experience will, differ from class to class and place to place. So I've been fortunate to find like the two classes at the two places that I love, and the instructors are great, and we're friends, and it works out.
Yeah. The next time, if I ever do spin again, it would definitely, I can't do the funk. I need a place that's very,
Well, so if you sit in the front, you're okay. You have a better.
Okay.
I'm front and center, so there's really nothing.
and I need to bring my own shoes.
Yeah.
Because the shoes, when I went, I used somebody else's shoes and they were already wet.
Oh, because they spray that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was just...
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I was kind of traumatized. And so
Yeah.
maybe next time I'll try a class
Come with me
you.
and we'll do it right.
Right.
Because it's make or break, honestly.
And watch me get in there and you be funky. I'm like, what?
No, I'm very.
That's a hot damn hoe. Here we go
in my
again.
bag. I'm pretty, pretty good about that most days.
Yeah. What's going on with me
What'd
this
you do? I
weekend?
haven't seen you since that Complex thing on Thursday.
Which was good. I spoke on a panel for Complex. That was, what, Thursday? Mm-hmm. It went well. I liked doing it for the most
The
part.
panel was good.
The panel was good. I just felt like I was in between two comedians
Anywhere.
and they were doing the most.
Clowns.
Like literally, like they just didn't stop. Like they're huge on Instagram, but they just did a whole, like, I mean, this is not stand up.
It was for them.
For them, it was.
It
They
was
went
for
right
them.
into the whole. They were doing callbacks and everything, and But anyway, in the past, that's what comes with maturity. When you have two people on each side of you doing the most. In the past, I may have pulled up my personality to kind of like compete with that, but I didn't. I was like, y'all can do the most. I'm gonna
Yeah,
still be
I was-
even kill and just share my knowledge.
Right, because that's what everybody was there to do. They were there to speak
Not
about.
to put on a show.
No.
I wasn't supposed to come in at, it's be Scott. No. So I just basically, in the moral of the story on the panel, it was for a panel for social media moguls or social media players, influencers,
digital.
whatever the case. Well, I guess I'm the only mogul on the panel. And I basically was just telling them, the people in the audience, the people who were trying to gain some type of insight from us, that you really have to determine what success means to you. And for each person, being successful or what it means to be a success is totally different.
Right.
And as well as I wanted to bestow on them, like, you can't look at what the next person is doing and try to compare yourself or do what they're doing. Run towards what makes you unique. That is what's going to make you stand out. And that's why I'm still here 12 years later in the business, is because I have really doubled down on what makes me be Scott.
Right.
And I've seen so many people come and go. Like, literally, all these, Vine came and went.
Right.
And the Vine celebrities
had to try to transition over to Instagram, and it doesn't always work. It
doesn't work the same way. And, and I feel like a lot of people on that panel were the type of people that do skits. And I'm like, there's so many people doing skits. I'm like, I'm skitted out. Like, I can't, your girlfriend be like, or, like all these, I can't do all those, like...
There's only so many.
So many of them. It's like thousands of them now trying to do the same thing. And I'm like, okay, girl, we get it. Skits.
Right.
I'm not with the shits, with the skits.
Okay.
Other than that, what else is going on?
What's your Friday?
One of my friends is getting on my nerves. I didn't do anything Friday, but...
Okay, we'll talk about it. Go right
One of my friends is getting on my nerves. You ever had a friend that gets in a relationship and then you don't hear from them?
That's the worst.
Or you hear from them on the day that their
something's
boo...
going wrong.
Yeah, no, not even going wrong, that their boo has something else to do. So the new person that they're dating, obviously has some other plans outside of being with that person, and that's when they hit you up.
Gotcha, yeah.
And in this whole age of social media, you really can't act like you're ignoring texts. Because you're on really Instagram liking and posting pictures. You saw my text asking... Like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
Like, what are you up to today? If you're with your boo, all you got to do is say, I'm with my boo. I'm caught up today. Maybe we can get up later on. It's like, it's just, and then what happens is, I want you love muffins out there that are listening to really understand this. Do not be the friend that gets a boo, drops all their friends, and then the boo drops you, and then you have no friends to go back to.
I've seen it happen so many times.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, it ain't going to be so many times when I'm hitting you up what's going on at 2 p.m. and you hit me up damn near midnight.
Right. My bad.
No, ain't even that. It was just like, I sent a message, was like, unless you're in the hospital, this lack of response is not cool. And he sent me the little Tiffany Pollard where she's sitting in the bed, that meme of her sitting in the bed. I was like, girl... Okay, we're going to see where it goes.
Well, how long have they been booed up? Is it new?
It is new.
Because sometimes, like in the new phase, like the first, month or so, it's people don't know quite how to act. Yeah. Especially if they're not used to having somebody to give that type of attention to all the time.
Right.
It's new.
I guess. People want to be in relationships, honey. They really, really want it. It's like that life depends on it. They need that... purpose. I need to have a boo so I can feel like I am purposeful.
Right.
But anyway, maybe things would change if I never was that way when I have a boo. It's like,
yeah, I think I've always been really good about keeping up with, at least my core friends. Like you have those friends who you're kind of cool, but you don't really know where they, lie in terms of like you. So you kind of push them away, but like your core friends, I think,
you go from seeing the person all the time to not seeing them at all.
Right.
It's like, damn.
Yeah.
I know you're excited, but damn. Anyway, back to these, getting to
hot topics.
These hot topics from lovebscott.com.
Where are we starting?
Beyonce and her big ass belly.
Okay, let's get into that.
Beyonce had a Carter Push party, which I thought was really good. I really like, let me say this. I really like how Beyonce, everything has a theme now. Everything is thought about. I like the people behind her now. Like, that team is good.
It's a good team.
Yeah.
It's a good team. And I think that belly.
Yeah, that belly.
That belly.
That belly is one of the biggest bellies I've ever seen.
Ooh.
And the way it's like hanging down.
There's like 2 things stuffed in there.
So, yes. So and it's like, it's hanging down to like, it won't.
It's at her knees.
It's at her knees, basically. And it has to be stretch marks. Like, there's no way your belly...
when they come out?
In general, like, there's no way your skin can... maybe they can put some special oils and stuff on it.
When you have that money, you get all these lasers and resurfacing and, it'll come back. it'll come back. But the thing about that is, for me, the drone photos of the overhead, I didn't really appreciate those too much.
Yeah.
It seemed a little invasive.
For sure.
And I understand that that's kind of where we are in the day and age, but it's like, come on, guys.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad we got to see them. Don't get me wrong, but on the flip side, I'm kind of like, ugh. If I were her, I would be annoyed.
I love how she's just, it seems like before she didn't want to share much at all years ago. And now it seems like she's just sharing more and more and just being in the moment and really enjoying her family. And I love that.
Yeah, and I like that the people around her are sharing. Tina and...
Miss Tina started it too.
Yeah.
Well, Rihanna actually started. I think Rihanna made everybody
Step up
their sharing. And then from there... I think, Miss Tina will share, like, at the most intimate dinner, Miss Tina will be throwing
it's corny joke time.
It's corny. I love her. I love Miss Tina. I love all of them.
And then Matthew can't keep his damn mouth shut about anything.
Matthew's like, I will not be banished. Guess who's back? Matthew Knowles again, talking about her due date.
And it's not like he's doing like these
saying
one-off interviews. No, he's like sitting in front of TMZ.
Favorite.
He's like, hey guys, so... What's up? What do you want to know? And I understand why, she keeps him at bay.
Yeah. Idris Elba is signed on to be in the play.
That's what he said. That's what
Say
Matthew
what
said.
now?
Yeah.
Say what now? Idris. He got Idris, fine ass Idris Elba to play him.
So he says.
Hell no.
We'll
Hell
see.
to the no.
Oh,
That's a
Matthew.
delusional.
That
If you
is a
think you look like Idris Elba, is it Elba or Elba? Idris Elba.
You did that to King Michelle too.
Kiss my ass.
But
You're
yeah,
delusional if you think he looks like him. Like
I would think so.
I don't think he should be banished. Like he is the
Here's the thing.
granddaddy.
I don't think he's not banished per se, but I definitely think he's one of the last to find out about what's
Everything.
going on.
Yeah.
Everybody has that one family member who you just really can't say shit to. If you don't want the whole family to know.
The whole family,
he's up
or
in
like the whole
the
internet.
town.
Matthew will find out and like do a special sit down with TMZ or the Insider.
Sorry, but yeah, shout out to Beyonce and her Gemini twins.
Yes, Monique. Monique's back at it again. She keeps popping off on Lee, Tyler, and Oprah. Like, what is, like, she is mad. Tell me why you're mad, Monique.
And she did finally. I mean, I think that with this, podcast situation where she sat down and spoke for an hour about everything, I think and I hope that she got it all out and
Okay.
everybody can move on.
In her podcast, she said what?
She was basically saying that, Oprah was working on, show stuff and she exploited Monique's,
Molestation.
yeah, that. And she felt like it was real fake. And she was saying that Lee Daniels was talking shit about her to somebody else who then came back to her and told her everything Lee had said.
That sounds about right.
And she mentioned that at one point, I guess Tyler Perry tried to steal Precious from Lee. And there was some situation with that. To be honest, it was so much, I can only take little bits of Monique at a time. So I couldn't sit there and listen to the whole hour's worth of discussion. But I got the Cliff Notes.
Wait a minute. Bring it back. Stop the track. She said that Tyler tried to steal Precious from Lee?
Basically, try to finesse it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
That's interesting. Okay. I didn't watch it. Like, I can't. I was waiting for your Cliff Notes because certain things I'm at capacity.
I'm getting there.
I'm at capacity. We hear you, Monique. We've heard you. But it kind of gets to the point now, too. It's like when you just can't let that become your narrative.
Right.
Because she is really funny and she's talented. So let's get back to the work.
Well, she can. That's the problem.
She can't.
She's been blackballed.
Blackballed by all three. Or she said blackball, whiteballed. Didn't she say whiteball?
White? I don't know. It's a bunch of
She
balls.
said one of both.
She's been bald.
Oh, speaking of balls.
Oh, well, we got balls on here?
Yeah, balls.
Who's got balls?
Steve Harvey has balls. Steve Harvey's ex-wife sues him and claims that he murdered her soul.
Girl.
Murdered her soul.
Girl.
And she's suing him for $60 million, right?
Girl.
For murdering her spirit life force.
I guess. I mean, they marry Harvey. First of all, marry Harvey.
Okay.
If this man has been so detrimental, why do you still have his last name?
Right.
You can let that go.
For sure.
Right. Mm-hmm. So they split in 2005, and it's been 12 years, and she says that she's so damaged. She's suing him for child endangerment, torture, conspiracy against rights,
Oh my God.
inflicting emotional distress, murder, kidnapping, breach of contract.
All of this.
All of it. She says she's suicidal, she's self-medicating, she just cannot get over the damage that his divorce has done to her.
Oh my God.
So clearly she's crazy.
She's suing him for everything.
Everything.
Every statute.
Everything.
She went to her attorney and said, all of them.
Yep, and the attorney said, give me your money. I'll do it.
I do it. He's murdering my soul. He kidnapped and murdered my soul. Help us, Lord.
I mean, Steve has a lot going on right now.
He does.
He really does.
Steve Harvey as a person has been canceled. The moment he took that position in Donald Trump's White House, he's been canceled.
Right.
And then he defends it.
Which is so sad because I like Family Feud. So it's really hard for me to sit there and watch it because I do watch it all the time.
Still, even after this.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't shit.
I'm not. I ain't never gonna be shit.
You probably get an Uber too, don't you? Do you do Uber?
Well, no.
Do you go turn to Lyft?
So I turned to Lyft recently only because they've linked the Delta Gold Sky Miles card to
I'm
Lyft.
gonna pray for you. It had nothing to do.
So you get the points when you take a Lyft.
You're supposed to be a part of the resistance.
I am resisting.
You ain't resisting nothing.
I'm resisting it all. I'm resisting you, this podcast,
Oh, my
Monday.
Don't get slapped now.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
Billboard Music Awards.
did you watch?
No.
Okay.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah, you watch anything that's related to music.
I do. I have to keep up with the children because music has gotten out of control and I don't know what's going on half the time.
Yeah. But my thing is that, like you said, I think you said it to me earlier, if we have so much young talent, why do we have Cher and Celine anchoring the show?
I understand having Cher. She got the Icon Award. And I said on Twitter, like, it's so nice to see an Icon Award go to an icon.
Correct.
You know, she's been in the game for 50-something years. She's had a #1 in 6 decades. She's done movies. She has everything. Every award you can possibly think of.
And she's
except for, like, a
71.
Tony. And she's 71.
And she said she can do a 5-minute plank. I can't even do a 5-minute plank.
I don't think I can either.
I was like, okay, Cher.
But on that note, I appreciate Billboard doing that as opposed to giving it to, like, I think Jennifer Lopez got one year. And I love Jennifer Lopez, but she needs time.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with giving people awards, but I definitely think that there are people who have been here in the industry for 4, 5, and 6 decades who deserve
Need
to be
those.
awarded.
Yeah.
Because their time is running.
Get through
low.
those first.
Right.
And then
then come back
the young-
around to
yeah.
the people who we see on the radio every
Let
day.
them marinate.
Exactly. So, Cher, cool. Celine, I don't know why Titanic needed a 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
I truly don't know.
Probably, and also probably because it was in Vegas and Celine owns Vegas. And so maybe
true.
that's why.
I didn't even think about
You
that.
think about that? Yeah. That's probably why. Katy Perry, her performance. A lot of people were saying
On
that
Saturday Night Live, girl.
we went from Billboard to Saturday Night Live. I thought she
You thought it was
performed
all
Billboard.
together? No, but
They said it was
can talk about
awkward.
it.
They said it was awkward.
You didn't
but
watch that either?
I watched a clip of it.
Yeah.
People give Katy Perry a hard time. People want to give her a hard time.
But
though.
Katie, she's giving herself a hard time. She really is. And I don't know how we can save her.
Do you like her short haircut?
I like, so,
What was that?
it was the lie. It was trying to come out and I tried to stop it.
We
'cause
need to go back and take that caption so I can hit a button and go, Okay.
oh, it's a Monday. Leave me alone.
Okay.
I do like it. I think it ages her face,
Okay.
but I like it. I'm in a weird place with Katy Perry right now, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Oh, that wet boy.
I love that song,
Bon appetit, baby.
and that's where it kind of starts and stops for me.
Yeah.
And this Swish Swish,
I haven't heard Swish Swish, but I do like Bon appetit.
but yeah, back to Billboard. Yeah, I don't know. I expected more from everybody else, except for Bruno. And Drake was cool. Like,
Drake won all the awards.
he did.
Won 13.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes, he did. Performed in front of the fountains. You know, which Britney did in 2001. Just
I
to
love Drake.
Throw that out there.
I love Drake.
Do you?
He could get it.
Okay.
I might jump on his back, roll him around the ground.
Okay. You have to fight Odell first.
Can you imagine? He could join in. That was cute.
Okay.
Update.
Who's?
Kim Zolciak. and her family got to meet John Legend, and there was no dick sucking involved.
Yes, Brielle got to keep her thrissy.
Right.
I told you, that word has stuck with me.
I wish it would unstuck or get unstuck from your thrissy because you keep bringing it up.
I love it.
Oh my God, it sounds so. It's just
vulgar. It's so
vulgar.
Yeah, I know.
It's beyond.
That's why I like it.
So she initially, for those of you who don't know, she made a joke, or she was tweeting
Chrissy Teigen
saying that what did she have to do to get tickets to the show and meet John Legend?
Right. Does her daughter have to blow?
Right.
Basically.
That's crazy though.
And that was wild, but she got to go to the show and they took pictures, and I think no oral sex took place.
Right.
So God is good.
And it seems like her son that got bit by the dog is getting better. His face still looks a little bruised, but it's getting
recovering.
Better. Yeah.
That
dog went in on him.
I know, and I think it's very interesting how nobody said whose dog it was.
It was her dog, probably.
I mean, I think legally, if a dog attacks a kid, you have to put it down.
Right.
At least in some states. Mm-hmm. So I think that they've avoided identifying the dog itself, because I think it might be one of the family dogs.
Yeah. And I haven't seen her talking about the dogs in her pictures.
When Andy asked, she was like, a dog. So I don't know if it's hers or somebody's close to her. They're protecting the dog in some way.
Wow.
I know. It's just one of those things. The dog snatched the little boy's face.
And speaking of being snatched, did you see the video of the little girl getting snatched by the seal into the water?
Oh, of course I did.
Or a sea lion. It's not a seal.
It was a sea lion.
I didn't know the sea lions. Sea lions, they eat other animals, don't they?
They eat fish, but and penguins maybe? I don't know.
Wow.
But
snatched the shit out of her.
I shouldn't be laughing because it's a really dangerous situation, but I have to say that, when you're approaching a wild animal or when you're in the presence of a wild animal, you just have to exercise some caution. You don't let your kids get up in their face. You don't try to coax them over. You let them do what they do.
Right.
And they were at a fisherman's wharf. So they're not at SeaWorld. They're not at an amusement park. This is not the zoo. These are wild animals.
Right.
So I'm glad that the girl got out okay.
So basically, they were by the water on the pier or some type of where boats dock or whatever, and they saw the sea lion. The whole family proceeds to go over to where the sea lion is. They're making noises. They're trying to coax him over. The little girl first, her face is all in his face. I'm happy to see the sea lion could have bit her in the face.
Because he popped up.
Everybody
was like, oh my God.
And then she sat down. The little girl sat down to have a seat by the sea lion. And the sea lion bit her in the butt
and
snatched
her back into the water.
That death drop was something fierce. That leg went straight up in the air.
Oh my God.
She said, "How you okay?" And went straight down. Her daddy jumped in that water so quick.
He did. Good
Would you jump in the water that quick after me?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But that was quick. He didn't even think.
But the question is, could the sea lion actually pull your ass into the water? It might be a bit of a struggle. I don't think you'd go as quick. I'd have some time. I'd have like a good minute.
The sea lion probably would just bit me. 'Cause I don't think I would have just, all this big booty back here.
I know. And I believe their teeth are really sharp because they do eat fish. So they have to like get through like the skin or whatever. So I can imagine if he would have got her face the first time.
Oh my goodness.
Like what that would have been.
And it would have been crazy if he had taken her and drug her down to the bottom. And so he pulled her but let her go.
Yeah, I don't think he realized how heavy she was.
Yeah, if you want to see the video, you can log on to lovebscott.com.
Yeah.
We actually ran it before everybody else.
Yeah, I think
the video was posted.
Views.
Yeah, the video was posted on YouTube, but no one had picked it up. We picked it up, and now it's everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, this is serious. Yep, run it. And yeah, so that's what happened. These animals, they're fighting back.
These animals
they
are
fighting back. And I don't blame them.
I don't blame them. Like, they are not with the shits. I saw something yesterday. A whale had gotten trapped in the marina.
Oh, over here?
Over here in California. I think it was in somewhere close nearby. And did it ever get out?
Yeah, it got out yesterday evening.
Okay. It figured it out itself? Okay. 'Cause I'm sure it was doing like sonar.
Doing what?
Like, bouncing like,
I always thought the sonars were quiet, but... but yeah, it's out. And I saw a video, I don't know who posted it, of a monkey swam onto a boat and snatched a bottle from this man and unscrewed it and drank it, and the bottle was like Gatorade and vodka. The monkey just like chugging it, throwing it back.
Oh my
and
God.
Then he threw the bottle down, jumped off the boat, and swam back to the island.
Wow. Oh, that's right.
not mad.
That monkey is like, look,
I'm thirsty.
I need a drink. I'm thirsty. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
Is Brandy pregnant?
No, despite looking pregnant.
Yeah, it was recently a picture surfaced of Brandy where she looked like she was at least 3 months along.
She posted it herself.
She posted it, and people were speculating that she was pregnant. And of course, Brandy, being thirsty for attention, like she
just let it ride.
She let it ride, and then she's now trying to make this whole thing like she's not pregnant, and her daughter is posting, doing Snapchat saying her mom was not pregnant, and she just ate a lot of food, and then she updated her bio on Instagram saying she's not pregnant.
But what set it off was Countess Vaughn being like, "Congratulations on the baby,"
right?
Which I don't know if that was like interpretation or shade or what. But I know she wasn't pregnant by Sir the Baptist, of all people.
We're not going to rehash that one. I'm going to let people be great. If Brandy and Sir the Baptist, a.k.a. John the Baptist, are happy, I want her to win, but she
don't want herself to win.
She don't want to win.
I don't know if she's capable.
She's not going to win with Sir the Baptist. That's not a winning strategy. That is not... That is not the path to success that I was talking about earlier. That is not anybody's definition of success.
Oh, I don't know why I'm laughing so hard.
Help us, Lord.
I mean, I do.
What do you mean? I mean, I guess. I just think there's so much going on in this world. Like, I really have to, like...
What are you doing over there?
I had to move.
Oh.
I was like, look. When my buns get in one position too long, they get a little, agitated. So I got to move it around and make sure they,
Okay.
Slide back there. Got to make sure it's situated.
I'm over here.
Say what now of the week?
Well, I think there's two.
Two say what nows of the week.
So, because I just feel like one is more of a discussion.
Okay.
I just wanted to know your thoughts, really.
Which one?
Well, let's start with this Kentucky Girl Scout troop leader who was arrested for stealing 6,000 boxes of cookies.
How is that even possible?
So,
how can you steal 6,000 boxes of cookies? And how long did it take her to figure it out that 6,000 boxes of cookies were gone?
So how it works is the Girl Scout troops, they basically sign an agreement to fulfill the cost for the boxes. So they get them from the company. The company is like, here you go. They're like, we'll give you the money. Right. So the troop leader got the boxes, and then they don't know if she sold them and kept the money or just kept the cookies themselves, but 6,000 cookies were gone.
Wow.
She's 26. She's from Kentucky, and she's facing up to 10 years in prison over some Thin Mints and Samoas.
Do you like Girl Scout cookies?
I like Thin Mints, but I found out that there's a Whole Foods version. They're called Back to Nature, and they're like better for you, and they taste the exact same. And I kid you not, they're the exact
We need like
same.
a Whole Foods sponsorship on the show, because the way you always talk about something at Whole Foods.
It's the only place I shop.
I know, but you just talk about Whole Foods all the time. Like, there's some Whole Foods deodorant, and there's Whole Foods like cookies, there's Whole Foods. I mean, it's like everything is a Whole Foods. My God.
Well,
you're like a walking advertisement for Whole Foods.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, these cookies, they're really good, and they're better for you, and they taste the exact same as Girl Scout cookies, so now I don't eat them anymore.
Right. The other day you had some deodorant in the car. Is that from Whole Foods? The one that I sprayed?
Burt's Bees. Yeah, I don't really like that's my backup deodorant. That's why it's in my glove box. It's like very spearminty. It's natural.
Okay. But you did get it from Whole Foods. Okay.
You trying to come for me?
No, I'm just saying you just love some Whole Foods, honey. No Trader Joe's. No,
I love Trader Joe's.
No Ralph's, just Whole Foods.
Well, when the Whole Foods opened a block from my house, it was like November of not 2016 but 2015, and I was like, so I'm gonna try to see if I can make a lifestyle change. I'm gonna cut out like all the crappy food, and I'm gonna try to do my shopping exclusively at Whole Foods and see, if I can find better alternatives of what I eat. So it's been like a year and a half now, and I haven't gone to Ralph's. I do go to Trader Joe's, but I think I've substituted all of those snacks and stuff for better options of those snacks, and I feel better for it. And God is good.
Oh, did you see the video? Of,
That just went like completely. Or you weren't even remotely engaged.
I wasn't. I didn't
my
absorb
lifestyle
it.
story.
No, I didn't.
And you couldn't. You know what?
And I'm sure it bored the listeners as well.
Probably
It's just
did.
like, it just went right over my head. I kept it right on moving. I said, anyway. So did you see? Did you see Melania Trump swat away Donald Trump's hand
I did.
as they were walking? Mm-hmm. That was interesting. Don't be trying to like be mad because I didn't take your story. Looking at me. Look, don't try it. But yeah, so
I did
she
see
swatted
that.
away his hand.
She wasn't having it. She was not having it. But nobody's having it.
I still can't
Donald
believe we
Trump.
have that buffoon as our president. Like, how is that even possible?
Don't know. I mean, I do know, but
Like, I mean, literally, like, he's over there, like, do you see how he was touching the Western
the
Wall?
orb. Oh,
The orb was one thing when he and the Saudi Arabian people were touching the orb, looked so evil. And then he went from there to, like, patting the Western Wall,
I didn't see that.
the Holy Wall, just patting it, like, over and over. Like, it was weird. I was like, what are you doing? Just take your hand, hold it. You don't have to pat the wall like a doggy. He was, like, patting it, like, you know, like, I'm like, it's not going to do anything. It's like, it's the wall. And people pray and they stick notes in it.
Bless his heart. Not really.
We got to talk about this.
What?
I didn't know that Ja Rule and Billy McFarland, the organizers of this
Fire Festival.
Yeah, Fire Festival, are under investigation for the FBI for mail, wire, and securities fraud.
I mean,
That's
it was
deep.
a scam, I think.
I mean, potentially, yes, it made now look like it could be a scam, but at first I thought it was just bad planning and bad judgment. But these type of charges, they're going to be going away for a while.
Well, I thought it was bad planning too until I saw like what was going on. There's no way that you can have ever expected disaster relief tents as a, an actual thing. Like there's just no way. Like, I don't believe that anybody thought that any of that was a good idea.
Right.
So people aren't getting paid. Checks have been floated. There's like a whole bunch of weird stuff going on with the money. And I don't know, if Billy and Ja had anything to do with the, money transfer, people not getting paid, but according to the reports, they do. Because they're the ones behind it. So we will see.
Yeah. I mean, that's some serious charges.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy how Ja was able to, like, maneuver away from all that, like, Murder, Inc., Irv Gotti, federal investigation stuff. And now this might be what's going to get him in trouble.
Get him in trouble.
Like, that's some shit.
He's not going to be able to tour with Ashanti anymore. Because they be touring.
They do.
I'm telling you,
They do.
They will be,
Listen,
honey, if there's a club anywhere that wants them to come
they'll do it.
and
Yeah.
sing the hits.
And pack it out, too.
And pack it out.
Pack it out.
Like, quality is kept. Ashanti's been going back and forth to the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, though. Like, she's performing somewhere every night.
Basically.
Like, internationally. Going to Singapore and stuff.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Scooting across the stage.
Not scooting across the stage.
Scoot,
Help
scoot.
us, Lord. Help us, help
Scoot,
us, help
scoot.
us. Well,
But no, the others say what now?
yes.
So in Texas, there's a 14-year-old who could be spending the rest of his life as a sex offender for having quote-unquote sex with his 12-year-old girlfriend. And so there's like this big debate on whether, it's fair, whether it's too harsh, because the way the law is written, the age of consent is 17. So, for example, if a 17-year-old was engaging in sexual acts with a 14-year-old, it would be perfectly fine. But it doesn't apply to those under 14. So that, like the provision in that law just doesn't apply. So because that provision doesn't apply, the 14-year-old and the 12-year-old situation is applicable to...
But my question is, no, that doesn't make sense. So
It doesn't make
a
sense.
17-year-old can consent to having sex with a 14-year-old?
Correct.
I mean, I would think that the younger, I don't know. That's crazy.
It is
I would think
crazy.
it would need to be two 17-year-olds to have consent, even if one person is of age.
No, the age of consent in Texas is 17, but the law itself has a provision for minors. Basically saying that if a 17-year-old were to have sex with a 14-year-old, then it's different. It's legal.
That's really crazy.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think that I mean, actually, this brings up a good thing. A lot of people think these kids are not having sex, but these kids are having a whole bunch of sex all the time. They are. Yeah, they are. Yeah. I mean, even when I was in school, I remember there was a girl who was in 6th grade and she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And by the time I graduated, she had 4 kids.
Right.
I mean, 6th grade.
Yeah, people were having sex.
So people are having sex.
School, for sure.
People are having sex. So I think this is just a part of a larger conversation that people need to be having with their children. As well as people need to, and these states need to be real about what is happening in terms of sex.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're underage, if both of the people that are underage
are engaging
in sex that they consented to, I don't know. It's complicated.
I mean,
because some people think that like if you're underage, you can't consent to any type of sex.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't think that at 14 he should be spending the rest of his life as a sex offender. I feel like that's just a little too far.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some mandatory counseling, you know, some sex education, you know, a program or two, you know.
And my thing is why is he the only one to blame? Because it's not saying that he raped her.
No.
They were both consenting they were both having sex together.
Correct, according to everything that I've read. So Texas is weird, and they withheld the identities because they're minors, of course. But I wonder, like, you know, is it a racial thing? Is it, you know, you never know. It is Texas after all.
That is interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
So so go check out the story on loveyougot.com, listeners, and I'd be curious to hear what people think because I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
We zoomed through these topics today.
It's Monday.
It was like, honey, we said shoot them up, bang bang.
Do this podcast and go on about the day.
Thank you so much, Love Muffins, for listening to The B. Scott Show. Be sure to go to iTunes, rate, and review, and subscribe.
Yes.
And, of course, double kisses. Mwah, mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The B. Scott Show. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Love B. Scott. And make sure you review the show on iTunes. And you can always find me on lovebscott.com.